Chapter 2. A Change of Plans. When the bell above the door jingled, I turned my head expecting more customers, but instead my friend stepped in, right on time. "Hi, Maddie. Hi, Ella." Red curls in a ponytail, Maddie bounced across the tiled floor and squeezed my waist. "First day of summer vacation! I'm so excited!" Ella hung back for a second by the door, and then she stepped forward and chimed in. "Hey, Grace." Ella has a look about her. Deep bronze skin, thick black eyelashes, and the kind of hair you see in shampoo commercials. She could grow up to be a movie star, except that she's super shy, until you get to know her. From the outside of the door came a deep woof, woof, woof. "Murphy," Ella said with a toss of her head that sent her long waves wishing. "Sorry. He'll just keep barking, so I guess I'll go back outside." "Do you want a cookie first?" I asked. But Grandma held out a tray of glazed donuts instead. "Wait, go ahead and pick one. I know you girls love these. My treat." I picked chocolate with coconut sprinkles. Maddie, I knew, would pick the cherry donut with pink frosting. And Ella, as always, went for the cinnamon sprinkle donut. With a chorus of thanks, we headed outside. When Murphy spotted Ella's donut, his black nose twitched under the massive, shaggy hair. A medium-sized dog, he had come from the local animal shelter. When anyone asks about his breed, Ella just says he's a lovable mutt. She handed him her last morsel. Murphy took it softly from her fingers. "He's such a good dog," I said. "You're lucky." Ella patted Murphy's head and unhooked his leash from the lamppost. I have to walk him back home quick and get my bike. As Maddie and I slowly rolled alongside Ella and Murphy, I shared my latest idea about starting a business someday. But my grandparents made me realize, why wait? I could start something now. "Hey," Maddie said, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. "Why don't we start a business together?" I shot her a smile. "Oh, that would be so fun!" "We could sell stuff online," Maddie said, starting to talk faster. I always know that when her words speed up, she's getting more and more excited. I'm good at art and computer stuff, and these days everybody's online. Even my grandparents, I said with a smile. "At least they're trying." "I'm okay at math," Ella said, her voice just above a whisper. As she waited with Murphy at the light, "You're okay?" I straddled my bike. "Ella Petronia, you were only the top of 3rd grade last year." Ella looked down, but the corners of her mouth turned upward. "Okay, I'm pretty good. But if we start a business, I could handle numbers and money." I wondered what I had to offer, and I remembered on my talk with Mom on the deck. "Hey, I love to bake," I said, feeling the fizzy energy bubbling up again. "Let's start with a bake sale." Maddie made a funny face. "But everybody does bake sales. There's too much competition. Plus, it sounds like a lot like the lemonade stand you started last summer." I shrugged. "I guess you're right, but fresh squeezed lemons seemed worth trying. This time, we need to make more money than we spend." I laughed. "Yes, that's the goal." When the light turned green, we headed towards Ella's house, which is about 2 blocks away. "So what else could we do? Wash cars?" Maddie rolled her eyes. "The high schoolers always wash cars to raise money for something or other." "Weed gardens?" I suggested. I pictured us leaning over flower and vegetable gardens all day. Hot, sweaty, dirt under our nails. I looked at my clean hands. Maybe not. Mow yards? Maddie added. I have it, Ella said. We could tutor kids in math. Maddie said as if considering. You could tutor kids in math, not me. We turned in at the white fenced yard and green two-story house with a yellow trim. Ella put Murphy in the house and retrieved her bike from the garage. But the moment we started pedaling down the street toward the bike trail, the chain on Ella's bike started to squeal. Squeak! Squeak! Oh, it's so embarrassing, Ella said. It sounds like a parrot. Shriek! Shriek! A sick parrot, Maddie laughed. A dying parrot, I added, pulling to a stop. But I bet Josh can fix it. We squeaked our way all the way down 7 blocks to my house. Like many mill houses down the river, the original house is over 150 years old, with newer additions, like the garage. The garage door was open, and what looks like 1,000 bike pieces were spread out on the newspaper. Josh, my 14-year-old brother, was definitely here somewhere. Deep piano chords floated out from the living room window, which meant he'd gotten somehow distracted from his work on the bike. I'll go get him, I said. I headed in through the garage, past the laundry room, and into the living room, where Josh was playing our upright piano. I tapped his shoulder. Hey, Josh, I said, can you take a look at Ella's bike? He played a few more chords and then found a resting spot with his long fingers and stopped. Sure, what's wrong? Dark hair fell across his eyes, and he pushed the strands back. My friend says that my brother is really cute, but to me, he's just Josh. I followed him back out to the garage where my friend waited. It sounds terrible, Ella said. That bad, huh? He said with the tilt of his head towards the house. Ella blushed. No, not the piano. That was nice. Her bike, Maddie said. I'll take a look, Josh said, rolling the bike into the garage. As we waited in a patch of sunlight in the driveway, Ella said, I'd like to ask for a new bike so I won't feel so embarrassed. But my parents will say no. Maddie studied her bike, which was short with pink tassels on the handlebars. I'm tired of my little kid's bike. I want a real bike. Me too, Ella said. But my dad would say, she deepened her voice, there's a difference, Ellie, between want and need. Then you know what? A new bike needs me. We laughed. I didn't need a new bike, but a dog? I couldn't find anything wrong with wanting one. Someday, when Josh silently rolled Ella's bike back into the driveway, I couldn't believe it. No more squealing. Plus, he wiped him down so that it glistened, almost like new. You fixed it up that fast? You're really good. Oil? He held up an oil can. It's out here anytime you need it. Thanks, I said. Josh passed the bike to Ella. No problem, he said. But hey, if you want new bikes, just find ways to earn extra money. I make a few bucks by fixing bikes for cycle sports. We're already starting our own business, I said, standing a little bit taller. A business? I nodded. The 3 of us. What is it? I hesitated. Well, we just have to come up with the right idea. But we have time. We have the whole summer ahead of us. Josh gave me that brotherly look that said he didn't quite believe me. Somehow, that made me more determined than ever. As I hopped on my bike and followed my friends down the street. Blackstone Valley had one time that had miles of man-made canals next to the Blackstone River, with town paths running next to them so that the horses could pull barges along the canals. Now those dirt towpaths are part of Mom's running route and my favorite bike trail. This morning, Ella, Maddie, and I shared the trail with runners and walkers, many of them walking a dog or two. I know, I piped up. How about a dog walking business? Do you see how many people walk their dogs here? I bet we'd have a lot of customers. That's a great idea, since I already have a dog to walk, Ella said. Every single day. Exactly. And we wouldn't have to spend anything to get started, Ella said. She could see the math wheels of her brain turning. We wouldn't have to buy leashes or food or dog waste bags because people will already have what their dogs need. I'm liking it, Maddie agreed. We'd have to put up signs, she added, talking faster, but I could help make them on the computer and print them out. We could start by posting signs along its trail, and said Ella. It sounds super easy. And really fun, I joined in, excitement fizzing up inside me. The more we talked, the more eager we were to get on our dog walking business launched. Before we went on the 1 mile marker on the trail, we turned and raced each other back to my house. It was time for online research. Soon my friends and I were sitting at the computer in the corner of my kitchen, next to the bay window. With Mom's permission, we looked up kids and business and dogs. All kinds of ideas popped up. Dog sitting, dog washing, dog grooming, dog training, and no surprise, dog walking. Just then, Mom stepped back into the kitchen and cleared her throat, cell phone in hand. She was frowning. Had I done something wrong? I just got off the phone with Aunt Sophie, Mom explained slowly. Her doctor says she needs to go on bed rest until the baby comes. Bed rest? That sounded serious. Is she going to be okay? I asked. Mom nodded. I think she is, but she's going to need a lot of help around the house and her bakery. I'm almost wondering if I should go to be with her. Mom paused, and then a smile crept across her face. Maybe you could come too, Grace, to help out and keep your cousin Sylvie company. Sylvie was Aunt Sophie's stepdaughter. I had only met her once, at Aunt Sophie's wedding in Boston a couple of years ago. I couldn't remember very much about her. I tried to picture her face. Paris? Said Maddie, interrupting my thoughts. You get to go to Paris? That's when it hit me. I was going to France? I was too dumbstruck to know what to say. We'll have to talk to Dad first, Mom added, because it's a long time to be away, and I'm thinking about 5 weeks. Wow, that's like half the summer. Mom glanced at Ella, and her expression softened. I'm sorry to interrupt, girls, she said. I know you were making plans together. Plans? We just spent the whole morning working towards launching a business together. It was like flying across on a high-speed bike and then hitting a wall. Not a wall, exactly. More like getting a flat tire. But Paris? It was also sudden. It changed everything. Grace, my mom said, I can see you need a little time to get used to the idea. Let's talk about it later today. Okay, hon? When your dad gets home, we won't be able to leave until we can get to Boston and have your passport rushed through, which can take a week or more. That'll give us some time to plan and pack. When Mom turned away towards the living room, I looked at Maddie and Ella and held up my hands. Paris? Maddie said again. That's so not fair. I would love to go to Paris for the summer. I didn't know you had a cousin there, said Ella. How old is she? I tried to remember. I think she's a year younger than we are. I only met her once, when I was like 7. I don't remember her all that well. We didn't have much time together. Is she nice? Ella asked. I shrugged. I don't really know. Maddie's eyebrows scrunched together. What if she's not? I hesitated. Then it could be a very long trip, I admitted. And what about our dog walking plans? Maddie asked. I sighed. It felt as if I'd just ruined someone's birthday party. You two will have to go ahead without me. I can join you when I get back. Ella combed her fingers through her black hair, as if considering the pros and cons. No, Grace, it wouldn't be the same without you. I'd rather wait. Yeah, me too, Maddie agreed. Maybe when you get back? I felt a wave of relief and then a little bit of guilt, too. I'm sorry, I said. Maddie laughed. You're going to Paris. What's to feel sorry about?